is ready. Broadcasting to the nation through the All India Radio, the Prime Minister said, "At the outset, I extend my warm greetings to you all on the eve of the new year. We are entering into the new century within the next 2 or 3 hours. On this happy occasion, I feel it my duty to convey my feelings at the same time reviewing what has happened during the last year and what we wish to achieve in the years ahead. This country has given birth to many important personalities who left their impression not only on the history of the country but also on the entire world. Our great leader and father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, has affirmed that one can win the hearts of the enemies simply by non-violent means and not resorting to harsh measures. He has proved that independence of a country can be achieved not by taking to arms by peaceful means, and our country has achieved independence strictly following his advice. Many other leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru and Patel too joined the freedom struggle launched by Mahatma Gandhi. We must first of all be thankful to all those who sacrificed their lives for the sake of the millions. If we do not remember them at least on one day in a year, we are considered to be unpatriotic. During the last 50 years after independence, this country has marched so far on many fronts, namely agriculture, industry, science, and technology. From the beginning, we are dependent on land for many of our needs. We have been able to increase the productivity on the land by the use of the machinery and equipment. Using the latest technology, I am very sorry to know that still in some areas the conventional methods of farming are being taken up, which would certainly reduce the productivity. The government has taken all possible steps to provide these to the farmers so that they would be able to make the use of the same. This will not only raise the standards of living of the farmer but also that of the nation. Another aspect concerning the agriculture which should be taken up on priority basis is the extension of financial assistance to the hard-working farmers. Unless this assistance is provided to them on time, they will not be able to get maximum benefits out of it. For this purpose, അടുത്ത സ്പീഡ് വായിക്കുവാണ്. റെഡി. The present problem of tackling the food situation can be considered in two ways. That is, we can consider the short term as well as the long term measures. As short term measures, we may have to take very quick and prompt action, but at the same time, we cannot completely ignore the long term measures. The real key to the problem is increased production, and unless we achieve that, we will always be faced with difficulties, and our economic would be in jeopardy, leading to a crisis. It is impossible to believe that we cannot increase our food production, or we cannot fight the shortage of food in our country. This will have to be considered by all of us. My firm belief is that the Community Development Department should, for the next 1 year, do nothing else except concentrate its efforts on increasing agricultural production. Every worker in the block should be see to it that every field is attended to. Every field must be surveyed, and we should find out as to what is its present production and what it should be in the next 6 months or a year. Year later. After 6 months, there should be a review as to what was the target and what has been the result actually. If the result is unsatisfactory, the officials must find out the reasons for the same. They should try to know whether there was a shortage of manures, whether proper seeds were not given, and whether water was not made available. So we have to work more in the fields and less in our offices. The Honorable Prime Minister has made a suggestion that the Food and Agriculture Department should be taken over by the chief ministers themselves, because the whole economy is based on adequate food production and total elimination of imports. First and foremost, efforts to increase agricultural production on a steady and long-term basis deserve the highest priority. There is no reason why high rates of growth already attained in some parts of the country would not be achieved all over the country. The farmer has to be provided with the necessary impetus. The government is trying to do its best in this regard. However, the agricultural departments in the states have to be much more active. They must have more accurate figures about the production of different crops. The agricultural department and the community development. Ready? Once again, we have had a long debate on some of the important issues which are facing the country. From the beginning, honorable members have given many useful suggestions, and there has also been much criticism. In fact, our government is open to receive healthy criticism, because that is one of the ways of finding out our shortcomings. Any government facing the great challenge of lifting the country from one age to another must chalk out new courses, and in that process there has to be certain amount of risk taken. But in spite of these shortfalls and mistakes, our country has been steadily going forward. One honorable member has stated that the policies of our government could break up the government country. That I would like to make it clear that our party do not wish to break up the country. You are aware that our party stood first in the freedom struggle and fought against the British rule in the country. One of the most urgent problems to which most members made reference, and for which we in the government as individuals and as ministers have the deepest concern, is the hardship that is being caused because of the drought in some parts of the country. It is not a matter which one can ignore, and the shortage is not merely due to food grains, but it is also due to food and drinking water. We have a long-term policy for the areas which are dependent on rainfall. The dry areas development program gives special attention for increasing the food production. Now we have to look into the matter from the point of view increasing the food production, so that people do not face difficulties merely because of the weather. In this connection, I would like to assure the honorable members and that we have equal concern for every state of the country. As I said earlier, this is an issue on which we must all, regardless of our other differences, should unitedly help those who are suffering. I would like to appeal to the members of the opposition, to our party members, and even those who do not belong to any party, not to consider this as a political matter. Some honorable members have expressed doubts about the efficiency of the working of our takeover of the wholesale trade. I do not want to go into details here, but every step is being taken to see that the work is done efficiently and that the best possible people are used for it. The question of employment is a major one.